Just had a few quick words to say. One of the main objectives when Eric asked me to join the team here at Exquadrum was to transform what was once an Air Force warehouse into both Kevin and Eric's dream of a new corporate headquarters. Being such an old building and my decades worth of experience in construction kind of prepared me for that challenge. I immediately requested from the city of Victorville any plans that they had archived on the building behind us here, and 6 pages they came up with dated 1955 that showed the expansion of about this side over here of a CMU wall to the existing concrete tilt-up. It's been a great experience, and when you're touring the facility, you're going to see on the TV screens amazing video documentary done by Cranbox of the progression highlighting the construction project. When I said a second ago that my construction experience would prepare me for the challenge of the building that was built in 1955, I wasn't joking. There was a tremendous amount of unforeseen circumstances and challenges that seemed to come, if not every week, but almost on a day-to-day basis with the theme of, I just can't catch a break.
I feel like an underachiever. Eric used to be the mayor of Hesperia. Kerry used to be the mayor of Adelanto. We've got the mayor of Victorville. We have former mayors of Victorville. I've never been the mayor of anything.
It's okay.
So, just, what's that, good sir?
That's why you don't have ulcers.
Oh. There you go. There you go. Kind of story. I grew up in the high desert as a dreamer, and my heroes were inventors like Thomas Edison, Nikola Tesla, Robert Goddard. And one day, you know, I remember sitting in high school dreaming of someday having a great company, starting a great company, having a great team that could turn inventions, that could turn innovations into reality in order to make the future. When I came of age, I was able to go to my dream university, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Then I was able, after college, to get my dream job. My first job was as a research and development engineer at the Air Force Astronautics Laboratory. And it was great. It was just a great experience. But one day I realized it was time to take the next step towards my ultimate dream. And I knew that I needed a business partner. But I found myself asking myself, who would be crazy enough to leave a stable, safe, exciting government job at a legendary place like the Air Force Astronautics Laboratory? Who would be crazy enough to, take on all this risk and, have intermittent poverty, and risk the highs and the lows and moments of utter terror? Who could be that crazy? And then I looked down the hall at the Air Force Astronautics Laboratory, and I said, him! Mr. Eric Schmidt!
I want to tell you, I've gotten a whole different perspective as a member of Congress on just how important companies like Exquadrum are. This facility is vital to the national security of our country. The research and the development that's done here makes our military more competitive, makes our industry more competitive, and makes our space program more competitive. And I also want everyone to realize what an accomplishment this has been for Kevin and for Eric to have done this. And as an entrepreneur, I am in awe of what they've accomplished, because what they do here is research and development. So by definition, that means that sometimes things work, sometimes things don't work, right? But I can tell you, as a business owner, to build a business model around frequent failure and occasional success is really hard. It's really hard.
Honored to be here, and right away I've got to take fault with, where did you get the name Exquadrum? It sounds like a diuretic or something. No, really though, and it's your fault. You guys are calling out that this building was constructed in 1955. That's the first time I got thrown out of grade school by Sister Cecilia Mary for getting in a fight with Johnny Frasco. No, I can't remember anything else what's going on or anything like. Johnny Frasco beat me up the year before, so I tried to tell Sister I had a right, as self-defense. How much money has that cost?
Just a ride with a guitar.
Anybody here from General Dynamics? Anybody heard of the Win-T? The Winty, billions. It's the new, this was new 15 years ago communication system. I won't tell you how many billions that cost. And Jay, you're going to find out this every time you're there, and it just, you want to talk about high blood pressure and ulcers and what have you. Anyway, I'll keep my mouth shut. I didn't say anything bad about Gates yet, so I'll keep my mouth shut. Anyway, what you've done here in so many ways, the jobs, the economy, but once again, you're able to go out and do things and cut through the red tape. And somebody that was spent a lot of time in the military, we appreciate that. It's all about the troops. And to me, it translates into saving lives. The only problem I have, obviously I've had 3 or 4 problems, and so Eric took me out. How many years ago did you have that demonstration with the explosion, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Denial.
Defense communities are putting our region on the map. And we're so pleased that you are taking advantage of SCLA's unique ability to provide you with abundant airspace and clear skies for testing your out-of-box designs. You've been with us at SCLA for many years, and you've been part of the emergence as a regional leader in the aerospace, aviation, and industrial sectors. Thank you for your considerable investment in SCLA and our broader community. I wish you continued success and prosperity. And with that, because Victorville is on a budget too.
So I don't know if everybody here knows. I think most people know the commitment not only to the city of Victorville, also to Hesperia, Apple Valley, and the rest of this region that Eric and Carrie, Cindy, and many other people who are here in the audience have had. But Eric's commitment to Victor Valley College over the years has been very strong and beneficial. I can't even begin to tell you, and I don't think anybody can figure out how many students Eric and Exquadrum have had a direct impact on, and how many people have advanced in their educational goals directly because of Eric.
In Victorville, 63 jobs created in this valley. Big paying jobs, 6-figure jobs, engineers right here in the Victor Valley. Thank you for all your continued support. And Kevin, the one behind the scenes that doesn't get much recognition because Eric is everywhere, thank you for partnering up with this, big time. With all the elected officials, there's plenty of mayors and all that stuff to go around, but behind the scenes, Lily, no one's recognized you. Thank you for keeping Eric in line when he was growing up to make him so successful. Cindy, thank you for standing by his side. All the long hours, all the long days that he's not home. Thank you for the women behind the scenes to make the men strong as they are. Thank you.
The Air Force erected the building that stands behind me. It was a main logistics center for the base. Around 1983, this very building became the place my late father, Edward Kleinlein, took a job as a stockroom clerk to support his family in the midst of an economic slowdown that displaced him from his position as a logistics systems manager in the defense community. Nearly 37 years later, 393 days to be exact, we broke ground on this ambitious project to relocate Exquadrum's headquarters to Southern California Logistics Airport and consolidate our locations under one roof. Today, we cut the ribbon signifying the first stage of that project and the next chapter of Exquadrum's history. 18 years ago, when Kevin and I shook hands on a venture that would eventually become Exquadrum, we didn't set out to become big aerospace magnates. We had families to support and desires to invent new rocket technologies. Our investments were in each other, ourselves, and reinvesting profits back into the business. But as time has literally rocketed by, the greater responsibility of investing beyond us has become evident. Today's celebration is about that process of understanding the importance of the greater good, the significance of something bigger than a couple of inventors, and the need for each of us to find our fit in the community and lift where we individually stand. For our groundbreaking, we introduced a phrase that has become the mantra of this project: locally investing in people, property, and prosperity. To be frank, the essence of that mantra has always been in our DNA, but we had arrived at the point of demonstrating our resolve in that ethos. The leap of faith was twofold. First, spend $4.3 million on a 66-year-old building, and then spend another $1.6 million improving it so that we can invent and test new state-of-the-art technologies, mostly rocket-related, and mainly focused on protecting this great country and those who fight for it. As Jason Lamoureux, president of Coldwell Banker Commercial, who represented Kevin and me in the purchase, said, the $4.3 million transaction was the largest acquisition in the region outside of big box, private equity, or real estate investment firms. This transaction was a small business, starting in the Mojave River Valley, investing in our region. As we get ready to cut the ribbon, let me ask for your gracious consideration as we officially open our facility. Like the unfinished sign behind me, we're still in transition from 2 offices to this new one. We haven't fully unpacked yet, and we're still ironing out some details of this new space. For those who are interested to see behind the curtain, our open house will give you a glimpse into a world-class engineering company who thinks it's bigger than it is, and more often than not, outperforms those much bigger than us.
Yeah,